All right, today we're going to do part 2 of 11.1 on angles and angle measure. Now, we've dealt with angles as we dealt with trig in geometry, and we're still going to deal with angles, but we're going to be moving not just in degrees, but in radians. And so we're going to have to figure out how to change the calculator back and forth. We're also going to have a basic understanding of what a radian is. And so for us, we're going to be using a unit circle. And so the radius of the unit circle is 1, right? And then the radian is the ratio of the angle compared to the radius. That's the way I kind of think of it. It explains it down here. Measure of angle in standard position with the terminal side that intercepts an arc with the same length as the radius of the circle. And this all looks super complicated. And so I just really want to point out that 2 pi radians is 360 degrees. 2 pi is 360 degrees. 1 pi is 180 degrees. So there's going to be a few that you should just know. A lot they're going to figure out using formulas, right? But 2 pi is 360. So 2 pi radians is exactly 360. 1 pi radians is exactly 180. Those are some you should know. One pi radians and 2 pi radians. Right? Let's come back to these. These are some other ones you should probably just get to the point where you just know. At least in pre-calc, you should just know these. Pi over 6 is 30 degrees. Pi over 4 is 45 degrees. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. Pi over 2 is 90 degrees. Again, when it comes down to it, in pre-calc class, those are probably ones you should just know. As far as coterminal angles, those are going to be ones that you're going to use most of the time. And so for our class, we're going to use this formula to convert anything between degrees to radians or radians to degrees. And so to convert from degrees to radians, I just do degrees times pi over 180. So whatever the thing they gave me in degrees is, I times it by pi over 180. And then to convert from radians to degrees, whatever they gave me in radians, I just times by 180 over pi. You're afraid you're going to mix them up? If it has a pi in it, then you want pi on bottom so that the pi's cancel out. And so put those two formulas down in your notes. Again, changing to radians means times by pi over 180. Changing to degrees means times by 180 over pi. And so we're changing to radians. So we're going to do negative 100 times pi over 180. I'm going to make it negative 100 over 1. And then I like to do my reducing up front. And so what number goes into both 100 and 180? To me, that number is 20. And so divide them both by 20. So this becomes 5 up here. This becomes 9 down here. You could divide them by 10. You'd have 10 and 18 left. And then realize the 2 goes into both of them. You still would end up with 5 and 9. You could also take and put into your calculator negative 100 over 180, math, enter, enter. And if you have that good TI-84, it will reduce it automatically for you. At this point, though, let's just go back to finishing the problem. So now we have -5 on top and pi on top. So -5 times pi is -5 pi. 1 times 9 is 9. And so that is my answer in radians. Let's look at another example. All right, and you give this one a try first. Pause the video here, give it a try, see if you get it right. All right, we would do 75 times pi over 180. Again, I would do 75 over 1. And then I figure out, okay, what kind of goes into both things. And so for me, I first thought of 5. And so 180 divided by 5 is 36. 75 divided by 5 is 15. And then I realized, well, 3 goes into both of those numbers. So that's 12. And that's 5. And so my answer is 5 pi over 12 radians. Now we want to go the other way. We want to convert 2 degrees. So I want to take that 11 pi over 4 and times by 180 over pi. Again, the way I remember it is it's always 180 in pi. And when I want to get rid of pi, pi has to be on bottom. Right? And so that's the first thing. The pi's cancel out. And again, I like to cross reduce. And so 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes in 180 45 times. And so at this point, I just have to do the math. I have 11 times 45 is 495, right? Degrees. Now, I could have just done 11 times 180, got the big number, and 4 on bottom, and that would have been fine. Your calculator could do that work for you. So feel free to do it that way as well. Give it a try. Give it a try. Either cancel out the pi's and do the math in the calculator, or cross reduce. Give it a try. Pause the video now. Give it a try. Right, again, I like to cross reduce, and so, or cross cancel, whatever you want to call it. This is reducing though. So 180 divided by 6 is 30. The pi's cancel. Right. And so a -7 times 30 ends up being -210 degrees. And hopefully now you understand. Give it a try. Good luck.